It's time for Dragon Ball. Oh, that's the wrong show. It's time for Journey to Midnight.
Hello.
This is not the series known as Dragon Ball P. That's a different universe.
Not with that attitude. Everyone start pissing.
Let's fucking
Take the
piss.
piss. Okay, so we are still waiting on Lexi. I just realized that.
I know. She said we could start without her if she wasn't ready.
All right. So, as some of you are starting to realize, I am certain we are short a couple of people. One of them will be here with us shortly. The other is away visiting family. And while normally one person away from the party would not mess up the campaign too much, we would rather not do that and before a major battle.
Listen, fellas, if we don't have Gerard's gun, we're all gonna beef it. So we gotta hold off. We gotta hold off on that one. We need that gun.
We need his brain cell.
We need that little mix. He took the brain cell with him.
He took the brain cell with him. We need him.
And also, I think a lighthearted thing where you guys are allowed to talk freely would be a nice little buffer before we get to the danger zone.
Hey, oh my god, you guys, listen. Concept. I know that we shot the shit a little bit before about like what this little episode was going to be. I think it should be the same, but concept.
I'm listening.
Can we put a beach episode in there somewhere?
Actually, yeah. Hey,
can there be like can there be like a lake? I think it has to be a lake because we're in the middle of Europe, but can there be like
Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
If you look at our little mappy-do on the stream, if you were to focus on where Riga is, it is a port city.
Oh my god. Oh, it's a port city.
I don't know. It'd probably be fucking cold in that water, but if you want a beach episode.
Beach episode.
I think
Lady deserves a chance to show off her tits.
Yeah, I think beach
Ray deserves a chance to show off his dick again.
Yeah. Hey, Katie, change the title to beach episode, please.
Please. Pretty please. This is the beach episode now.
I'm so happy. Why didn't I think of beach episode before? This is the magic of live radio, people.
I see it. It's happening.
It's happening live. Yeah.
All right.
Also, I like how I heard Alyssa's laugh through the wall.
Yeah, she's in the walls. That's where she lives.
But not like
I live in your walls and eat your cheese.
Yeah.
You do.
So I will mostly be taking a back seat for this session, since this will just be a chance for you to do character roleplay, that sort of thing, just goof off for the entertainment of our viewers. We will dance like the monkeys we are.
Yeah.
Great. I think I have an idea for how to get us to the beach. Alina, are you ready?
If you like, I can set the scene for you before letting you take it away.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So, last session, you guys came within sight of Riga. You saw the very big, very scary ship with all the big guns on it. And the military commanders with you quickly informed everyone that you cannot get too close, you as in the army, without getting blasted to smithereens, because that ship has more firepower on it than most armies.
I gotta be honest, I much prefer not being smithereens.
So, in the meantime, the army has started setting up a little cordon where you are blocking off the land routes to Riga. That is something that will take a little time. While that is going on, most of the officers and generals are busy making sure troops are organized and that sort of thing. So you have a rare bit of downtime. And it is Lady who will notice this first. Close by, out of the range of the guns of that big, big ship, you spot a beach. Not just any
Ye-
beach. A
Oh my
beach
God.
with white sands and calm little waves, no crabs to pinch you, and a perfect place to get some sun.
Let's
no
go to the
crabs?
beach each.
Beach, let's go get away. Way, hey, what they gonna say?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a little mini harbor has has the sandy beach itself, and there are two. It is like almost enclosed by land, two strips of land on either side of it, with a little
Yeah.
opening out into the rest of the big blue sea.
Hmm.
And this keeps it somewhat out of sight of the big bad ship, which
Hmm.
makes it perfect for you to have a beach party.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With that, I will let you take it away and have your little beachy time.
Great. So Lady notices this beach and she kind of looks around at like everybody being real busy. And she kind of looks down at her like glove red hands and she looks around at everybody being busy. She kind of nods to herself and you can see her brain cells working so hard trying to come up with an idea. Um and she kind of takes a couple of steps over to Giuseppe. She kind of taps him on the shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, what is it, lady?
So, like, you know how everybody is being very diligent in their duties and they are doing their very best and they are doing a very good job, and we are just kind of here being chopped liver.
Yeah, that was kind of my plan for most of this, I've just kind of been standing here.
Great. Would you like to help me steal Aussie liquor in the camp and go down to that beach over there?
Fuck yeah.
All right, cool. So I know where Philippe keeps his. We'll start there.
Okay, hey, where's Gerard?
Oh, do not worry. His little tummy is so upset.
Oh, okay.
He
And you know,
barked
he
at
kind of,
me.
listen, he kind of strikes me as the sort of guy who would like hate the water anyway.
Yeah, yeah. He really does not like the water. So we will let him sleep. We will let him sleep. Come. And she kind of leads the way over to Philippe's tent. Doesn't bother knocking, just kind of goes in because she's known him forever.
You walk into Philippe's tent. Lady, you get a little bit of fan service because you just walk in without knocking. He is in nothing but his underwear because he was changing and didn't expect you to just walk in.
I feel like 1800, like 1814 underwear though. He's
See,
okay.
this is
We're okay.
1814 elven underwear, though.
Oh no!
Oh
He flipped out.
no!
It's like
They're
a thong, but
not
no
only are
crotch.
they elves, they're French.
Oh
So
Oh my
his
god. His
his undies are
underwear is
skimpy.
nothing.
He's like the only thing you don't see is his little private area.
Oh my.
Does he have a little leaf
His
like a
pizzone.
statue?
Hi,
His
Lexi.
underwear
Hi.
is
Hi,
leaf
Lexi.
color.
I like how Lexi entered and immediately we manifested Elfcock.
Manifest.
Yeah. I mean, is it really a Journey to Midnight episode if we don't?
No, Elfcock per
No.
episode. That's
No,
the deal, baby.
it's kind of a necessity.
Yeah.
It is
If it
absolutely
is
a
not
necessity,
mentioned,
but
is it ever a good episode?
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
gotta talk about that
Exactly.
elf cock.
Yeah.
Miss
If
Lexi,
an
to fill you in
Elfcock falls
real
in the
quick,
forest.
Yes.
this is going to be a very loose and chill session. We have decided upon it being a beach episode where your characters will just have fun splashing around in the water while ignoring the situation.
The
We're
impending
all
doom.
extremely excited for the beach episode. I'm gonna make everybody describe their swimsuits in detail
Yes.
when we get
That
to it.
Y'all aren't ready.
Oh,
We're
no.
so
Worse
excited.
than an elf, a French elf.
I mean, Lexi, it's very simple. Ray just doesn't have a swimsuit.
No,
Any dip in it.
Ray's has one of two options. We'll see which
Uh-huh.
one. He can either go full on tiny Italian Speedo
Very good.
or the Borat.
Now, as someone who says my wife a lot but has never seen Borat, let me just do some research real quick. Oh wow, first thing that popped up,
Oh,
Borat swimwear.
that comes up on the Google. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Wow. I now Lex
Oh, sweet
I think
Jesus.
listen.
No, wait, no, now I
Hey,
need visual
Alina,
aids.
have you seen what it looks like from the back?
Yeah, I am now.
That's just ow.
I need
Um
Hold
visual
on,
aids.
I will show y'all
yeah. Um
what Lexi is
yeah.
trying to do
So
here.
the technical term for this piece
Oh
of
no.
yeah, no, the technical term for this piece of clothing is a banana hammock, and so you know, I think that it would be flattering on him, to be honest.
I think he should
Awesome.
wear the Borat.
I think he would look fucking great.
We'll just say that's one of the quirks of Louis Soir. They just have banana hammocks, I guess.
hmm That's
Yeah.
just the normal. That's that's everyone's wearing them in Louis Soir. It's the fashion of the season.
It gets the fashion of the seas. Oh, sweet
The
Mhm.
Jesus.
fashion of the season.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. All right, go from there.
I'm not entirely sure where we can go from there because that's incredible.
Where you are in Philippe's tent with the
Oh,
naked
right.
Philippe.
So, Nikki, we do have to describe ladies' swimsuit. It's very important.
Hold on. Let's take care of the Philippe situation
Yeah, we
first.
gotta get the booze and then we can change.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
We
exactly.
gotta have
you
we
are
gotta have an
staring at him.
organized beach
We have to
episode.
have our hands on
He
the booze, otherwise why are we going to the beach? It is very logical. So she looks at him, kind of just gives a little wave, and heads right over to his liquor cabinet because again, she knows where the fuck he keeps his shit.
he just stares at you walking into his tent, rifling through his booze. He's used to it. Hasn't happened to him in a while because y'all have been away for a minute, but
Do you still have
yeah,
something like actually worth my time in here, or do you just have shit?
he points out a bottle of cognac to you that
Oh,
is
excellent.
aged by about, I don't know how cognac works, so I'm just kind of pulling this out of my ass. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like aged in a bourbon barrel and everything.
I don't know shit about cognac. You could be right.
I was gonna say, I don't know, that works.
I don't know. There's also plenty of wine. Very
Isn't
good
cognac
wine.
a whiskey?
Cognac's a
Yeah.
type of whiskey from France ish.
Um, God, I saw a whole episode about how shit was made.
Was it
Damn.
was it
There
called
is
How It's
also
Made?
like this world's
If
version of
it's
Irish whiskey.
if it's made like whiskey in the traditional sense, it is in aged barrels. So the barrels themselves are made with aged wood that are either charred or burned or have been used for previous years. Um, and then the
Interesting.
actual alcohol itself is put into that, and then it sits for so many years, and it has to sit for a certain amount of years before it can be called a cognac,
Ah,
I believe. Like they're like
I think it is also one of those things where it comes from an actual place called Cognac.
oh, that
yeah,
could be too. France is super particular about that.
yeah, they are very, very particular
Fun
about that.
fact, after a certain point in time, it became illegal to call like
Yeah.
champagne unless it actually came from the region of Champagne.
hmm
The French doubled down hard on that and said, no, it is only champagne if it comes from the region of Champagne.
Champagne, yeah.
He has champagne too, by the way, if you want that.
Ah, yes.
But yes, Philippe is many things, but lax in his booze is not one of them. He keeps a very fine stock, and everything you pull out will be very good for what it is.
She is gathering almost every single bottle in that cabinet and sticking it under her arm or in her tits or
Do you just have a
He's
liquor
running
bottle and
away.
the cleavage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Put the cognac in the titties. Let's go to the beach, baby.
Cognac
I wonder if
titties.
I could do that.
Go, cognac
Oh, you for
titties.
sure could, Lex.
Philippe, he is now actively staring as you gather more and more bottles. Share, leave some for me? Where are you taking those?
You have a country to run. You do not need these right now. You can always get more later, after said battle. However, I have the benefit of being quite useless in this scenario. So when you have a plan, you let me know, okay? And then I will swing my axe at whatever you like.
He
Listen,
walks
Philippe,
over.
don't take it
walks
too
over-
hard. This is what
He-
I like to call
His eyes roam over the bottles a little bit. He does pull the cognac out from your titties and says, "No, this one is mine.
Oh, just
I have
half
had
of
this
it.
for. I have had this since before we left Valois. This one is mine.
Ugh. Fine.
He will let you take
But-
everything off."
But I want the other shit too. Not like
It-
your
ma-
liquor is fine and good, but I want your other shit too.
ma chère, we share many things. I am not sharing the cognac with you.
I don't know.
Or-
That sounds like fighting words, lady.
I know. I am being so very nice, not chopping his head off. I want everybody to see and note how nice I am being right now.
Wait, is Giuseppe in the tent?
Yeah, he came in too. He's in there.
Philippe
Oh my
jumps
God.
when you speak.
Oh my god.
He's like,
He's just hiding behind lady.
he still has. He just jumps, liquor in his hands, bulge of his dick visible from under his underwear.
Hands of
When did
flicker,
Martin
bulge
become
of
a
dick.
bourgeois?
I have to go right now. I have to leave.
Giuseppe says, "Oh, it's fine. I'm married. You know."
That is fine. Why are you in my tent? She can be in my
Oh.
tent. She is lady.
Well,
Why are you in my tent?
I wasn't sure how much liquor we were talking. I thought she might need extra hands.
I do. This is not the only place we are going.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be helpful where I can. You know, I figure you kind
Philippe-
of have like the strategy going.
Philippe is going to sigh.
As he sighs,
Fine.
Lady is handing
Fine.
bottles actively to Giuseppe.
No question, he's just taking them.
Gerard. Philippe is going to pour himself a glass of the cognac, down it in a single gulp. He turns the bottle back on and just sticks it back in Lady's cleavage. Just bring at least some back.
That I can do. I can make sure only me and Giuseppe are the only ones who drink this.
Don't.
Yeah, no, we'll be the gods of the cognac.
The gods.
That
of
sounds
the
like a
cognac.
job. Probably a job
Who
somewhere,
knows?
but
Maybe
like,
it is.
of the cognac region of I've forgotten the name of the place where elves live.
Valois.
Yeah, the cognac region of Valois. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you really haven't. But anyway, you take away a very fine amount of booze. You cannot get all of it because Philippe keeps a good stash, but you did take his best stuff. Philippe is the bottom in the relationship that he and Lady have with each other, whatever label you want to put on it. So he does just let her do this after a little bit of resistance.
Good.
You now have your booze. Do you have your swimsuits?
Yes. Lady
All right.
yes, absolutely does. And no, it is not historically accurate. And just, I want everybody to know.
Hey, you know
He's wearing
what?
a
You're
very
right.
stupid red hat that is very large.
I
No,
need,
the hat fits.
Yeah, we're gonna need a word picture about that, Nikki, for everyone.
Yeah, paint
She just
paint us a
posted it.
word.
Yeah, paint us a word
N-
picture.
Excellent. Okay. So She is wearing a large red sun hat that is very floppy. Her makeup is done perfectly. Her lipstick matches her hat, and her hat matches her suit. Her suit is a one piece, and it has ruffles across her tits.
Yeah,
Now, I
excellent.
will say that while it is a one piece, the where your thighs go, I don't know what they're called. Don't at me. Is as high as they could possibly go
The crotch?
without
Oh,
getting them
oh, it's got
absolutely.
it's a high cut leg.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
She's
go.
showing
She is
off,
still
rightfully
wearing
so.
she is still wearing her red gloves.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Bless.
She looks hot.
Yes, absolutely.
And that
As
is what
she
Lady is
should.
wearing. You're welcome.
All right. Yes, we do need art of everyone in swimsuits at
Absolutely.
some point.
Katie's correct.
Yeah.
All right.
As always,
So
Katie is correct.
Giuseppe and Lady have acquired the booze. Have you informed the rest of your party that it's a beach day?
Here's the thing. I think collecting them and telling them would be extremely funny.
Just
Do I
telling
need?
them it's beach day.
Yeah. Do I need to describe what Giuseppe's wearing? Because I assume that he and Lady are getting changed.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you must paint a
Okay.
word picture.
So
Everyone
I
paint
think
a word
yeah.
picture.
I think most people have a particular image that comes to mind when I say 1800s men's one-piece swimsuit.
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah. It is the full like
Yes!
it is a it is black and white stripes. It is pretty deep scoop neck on this number. And it ends in about a like a 5-inch inseam. So we're talking about like it's a little bit looser, but it is similarly cut to like a wrestling singlet. And that is kind of the vibe that Mr. Giuseppe is going for here.
May I also
Uh,
paint
does
a
he?
slight
Is
word
his
picture
chest?
to help with this?
I have a very important question. How hairy is the chest that is sticking out from his little like cut? Like, are we talking 70s Bond star
Um,
type of hairy?
it's like a well-groomed lawn.
A well-groomed lawn.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's thick, but it's well tended.
My
It's
God.
thick, but it's well tended.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So we
Alina,
have
your
Lady
describing of the
Giuseppe
swimsuit
looking
Yes,
absolutely
Lexi.
fabulous.
is like Johnny Depp's in
Yeah.
Sweeney Todd.
It's the Sweeney Todd Johnny Depp. swimsuit.
Yes! I knew it.
Sweet Jesus.
I knew it.
All right. So you two, I'm assuming you go to collect Yume and Ray and inform them of what they are going to be doing with their day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lady's gonna go inform Ray. Giuseppe is
no.
allowed to come if you would like,
Um,
or if you would like to go inform Yume, that'd be great.
I think
Oh,
here's the thing.
no.
I think there's something even funnier about everyone being changed and then going to go get you. And none of them are dressed to go to the same beach.
None of them are just to the same beach.
Yeah, so
actually, I
let's
think
do
you're right,
Ray
I
and
think you're
go
right,
harass you, man.
yeah. Okay. This time Lady knocks.
And by knock, she means says knock, knock, knock because they are in a tent.
Yeah.
Actually, what she
Oh,
says is
hey,
not
hey,
knock,
hey,
knock,
hey.
knock.
Oh my god. Would Ray still be with the lady?
That's what I was thinking.
I was
Oh,
just.
no.
Um,
Oh my God.
Is
he-
she
in
still
this
in the
case-
tent with me?
in this case, not right now,
Okay.
just because as an officer in charge
Oh,
of
that's
a
right. She
Druid
would be
regiment,
kind of busy.
she would be very busy.
He had to get up early. She like patted him
Um,
on the ass and said, "Good job, champ," and then had to go to work.
Oh no, like I want I want y'all to understand the army is still in the process of like setting up a perimeter and setting up camp. The only reason like you guys and Philippe have tents is because Philippe is like the viceroy and very high up the political chain and important. And since you guys are kind of his pals and in his entourage, you also have tents. You have
Gotcha.
not seen Colonel Karenina in a few days.
Damn, she's out there. Lusting.
Lusting.
Bless her.
Lusting.
I can tell you that is explicitly correct. She has been talking with her girlfriends about how amazing the sex was.
Hell yeah.
Hey, good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for
Happy
her.
Women's Month.
Yeah. But lady stands outside of Ray's tent, and at first she goes, knock knock knock, and then she kind of goes, oh shit, Ray, Ray,
What?
the trees need you.
Ray is gonna.
Wake the fuck up. The trees need you.
Are we even near any trees right now, Gunter?
Do I look like I care?
I mean, you heard her.
That's true. That's very true. Ray is going to come to the front of the tent. He still is not fully dressed. He just kind of has like a sheet wrapped around him. His hair is a full-on mess. It's not neat in any kind of way. It still looks like sex hair.
Oh my god.
Goddamn.
He just kind of looks at Lady. His eyes like half open because he's still sleepy. Is like, what? What?
We are going to the beach.
The beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's beach day, Ray. Coming to what?
He's gonna look at Giuseppe and just stare for a second and go,
We have booze.
okay. Okay. Yeah, no. And he just like lets the tent flap fall and you just hear stuff getting moved around. Something crashes somewhere. You're not really sure how it crashes or what is crashing, but something does. And then all of a sudden, the tent flap gets thrown open again.
Oh my god.
And there he stands with his hands on his hips.
In the full Borat.
In the full Borat.
What
Which
color is it?
What color is it? Oh god.
I think it should match his
No.
hair.
It should match his hair, but not be the same shade of. It's going
Okay.
to be a bright, not like lime green, but still like bright green.
Okay, 'cause
Almost like
that's the color that the Borat one is.
yeah, the Borat is a true lime green.
Okay.
Ray's hair is cypress green,
Mhm.
so his Borat is going to be like what color green? Mad Hatter hat green from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
Whatever
excellent,
shade of green
wonderful.
that is.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
Perfect.
That is the shade of green that it is. It stands out perfectly against his skin, but also complements his hair nicely.
God, even when he's dressed in the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard of, he looks fucking great. Like,
He has combed his hair
Yeah.
and braided it very nicely.
Mhm.
And he's just standing there with his hands on his hips, and he's got a towel thrown over one shoulder. He's is the word still man spreading? Like he's standing man spreading, like with his legs apart.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
he,
oh
I
he's
God.
got the image. He's like in a power stand.
he is in a power stance and is
Gotcha,
just
yeah.
standing there and is like, all right, let's go.
Lady Giuseppe, it is the biggest one you have ever seen.
Holy shit. Giuseppe just whistles like, whew.
Like the Twitter trends currently going around, like men having trouble putting their pants on. That is Ray on a daily basis.
Oh my god.
You know, good for
I
him.
will just throw this detail in for you because Ray is the sexual object of this campaign, I guess.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
When Miss Karenina went to rip off his pants, she did have to tug a couple of times because it got caught on the equipment.
Oh my god. Ow, is he okay?
He's fine.
Okay, Jesus.
And he's fine. I can't believe Sarah's missing one of the smuttiest episodes of all time.
So, you know,
God.
hey, I think we jinxed it by calling last episode our most sexual episode.
Honest to yeah,
I think subconsciously
Dear
we have
Lord.
decided we are going to break our record every episode.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
gonna be,
no.
let me tell you, gonna be wild in the midst of battle, but also kind of hot.
Anyway.
alright.
You have collected Mr. Ray.
Yeah.
There is only one member of your party that you have yet to gather for your
All
fun
right.
little booze time.
Let's go get the kid. God, I hope she knows how to swim. If she
You
lived in
may-
the sewer. She lived in the sewer. She could. She'll be fine.
my God.
Before they all like go to harass Yume, lady does seem to check her major pocket on the front of her body
Uh-huh.
to make sure that she has something, and she kind of
Oh.
nods and goes, "Okay, let's go."
Gerard
dear.
will. Fucking Giuseppe will remember that. Why did I just call my own character Gerard?
Don't worry about it.
All
Don't
right.
So,
worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We go.
May, what are you doing while this force of chaos and destruction approaches you?
Probably
Are you sleepy?
sleeping. Yeah, probably
Sleepy?
still
Oh.
sleeping.
Oh, that's
Okay.
perfect.
Giuseppe, like, I think Giuseppe tries to get her up a few times, and like, she doesn't hear, and so he's like, pokes his little head in the tent, sees that she's asleep, and he goes, "Okay, she's asleep. Here, just come on, just come in, come on, here." So everyone's crowded around her in their swimsuits, and he like walks up to her and goes, "Hey, kid. Hey, you may wake up. It's beach episode. I mean beach day."
You know when you're like a kid and you're like you wake up in the middle of the night and you gotta go wake your mom up for something?
Yeah.
You know the
Mom, I grew
reaction.
up.
Yeah, you know that reaction that your mom will always have when you go to like wake them up in the middle of the night?
Now I know what my mom's reaction is.
Mine is for my mother like goes into fight or flight whenever somebody wakes her up.
Oh yeah, no, mine too. I think all moms
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Are you saying
So,
that Yume is the mommy?
Gunter, never say that again.
You did open yourself up for that one, but anyway, please
no.
continue.
No. Never say that.
Gunter's
Never call her
grounded.
that.
Moving on.
But yeah, it like takes her a second to like realize she's not under attack. Or is she?
Or is she? Not yet. Well, I don't know. She wakes up and we have Dolce and Gabbana's summer catalog 2012. We have Sweeney Todd, and we have Borat standing in a room.
Dear God.
Dear Lord. She's kind of like blinking the sleep away. She's like, what the hell are you guys doing here?
It's beach day. You gotta. Hey, do you know how to swim?
Yes. Beach day? What?
Yeah, we're going to the beach. Like the sandy pot that's by the ocean. You know?
Giuseppe?
Yeah.
I know what a beach is.
Oh my god, I've mansplained again. Keeps happening. I'm part of the problem, you may. Alright, listen, kid, I apologize. Of course you know what a beach is. Listen, no, wait, listen, there's a beach nearby. Not a whole lot's going on for us right now. I figure we got a tough day ahead. We're gonna have a beach day. We got booze.
We got the
She-
booze.
she kind of like looks between the three of them. She's like, "Where did you guys get those?"
Philippe said we could have it.
No, the swimsuit.
Oh, the swimsuits. Well, I always carry one with me. You never know when you're gonna have a beach day.
It is a very important part of everybody's wardrobe, no matter where you are going. You could be going to Siberia, and you should have a swimsuit.
It came with the adventurer's kit.
Oh my god.
You are remembering suddenly that your two of the friends in your party are aristocrats and are just like this.
Well, have
Giuseppe
fun.
married into money. He was born like this.
Just have fun. I didn't bring a swimsuit, so
Oh, do not even worry about that. I have one for you. And she kind of
Okay,
takes.
I was gonna
whips
give her one
out-
of mine, but it probably wouldn't fit. We'd have to like cinch in it at the waist or something.
She whips out a swimsuit from her
From
tip.
okay, like from whence?
From her tip.
Uh-huh.
And she hands it over to Yume.
Yeah.
no.
Not a problem. Even now, you have a swimsuit.
hmm What does it look like?
You do
You-
have
you
to paint
sh-
us a word picture.
You do have to paint us a word picture, Nikki.
Oh
No,
no, this is your character.
This is
Your
your swimsuit.
Have
Was
fun.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
draw your own swimsuit. Lady knows
I mean,
exactly your taste.
But Nikki, Lady's the one that packed it for her.
Yeah, but she knows Yume's tastes. So what are Yume's tastes?
Oh no.
You must create swimsuit.
So what I'm going to say, because this is just because it's me, right? Of course.
Mhm.
Imagine like a swimsuit out of the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
So that would be like 1940s women's fashion.
Yes.
Okay, real cute.
Yeah. Just like everything's like real big, real classy.
Okay, yeah. Very cute.
Oh,
Yeah. So like, we got some ruching, the maybe a high-waisted two-piece, maybe kind of a high-waisted two-piece polka dots.
Yeah.
Wow, I
Yeah.
am Giuseppe, it's happening. Okay.
Polka dots.
Yeah, we got polka dots, we got
You know
high-waisted
it's got polka
two-piece.
dots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Looks great. All right, none of us are dressed from the same time period. Awesome.
All of us are here to party
Yeah.
at different parties.
Time to go to the beach each. Nikki Minaj.
you have gathered your party. You can make your way to the beach.
Oh no.
Hell yeah. I think I think Giuseppe does real well until he gets within sight of the water. And then he does like break into a full like dad run and do the thing where like you just like bowl headlong into the water and let the waves take you.
Now
God damn.
before we continue, I think I should mention that yes, she puts on the swimsuit.
Mhm.
It seems very reluctant, and she does put a little jacket on over it.
Little jacket. Gotta stay warm. Um, yeah, Giuseppe runs into the water. And he just absolutely lets the ocean take him. You basically see a splash, and then like his legs go up in the air, and then he's gone.
Oh my god, bowled over.
Yeah. Um,
Lady watches this with
yeah.
fascination, and
I
then
will
she goes,
say, yeah. A second later, he does pop up, sopping wet. He goes, "It's cold."
well, I suppose it
Is
is
there a
quite
little
like
fish in this one?
ripping off the bandage. She sits on the sand and she goes, I did too hard. I did too many things on my makeup to do that. No, I am good. I
I
stay
was about
here.
to say, why does
Giuseppe goes,
Lady have a makeup
"Lady, get in the
rotation?
water."
Let
what was
me
that?
soak my little feet.
All right, but the tide's coming in. It's gonna get
Her
you.
little feetsies.
Little beats. Must
Little beats.
soak my little beats.
Piggy dipping.
Piggy
Piggy
dipping.
dipping! Piggy dipping at the piggy pond.
Now you
Sausage
went
swimming in
sausage
the
Swimming
swimming
up
in
in
the
the
water
water
bowl.
hole.
Um, Giuseppe, like again calls out for anyone. He's like, Ray, come on, take the plunge. You're not gonna make me swim
Hang on.
alone, are you?
Hang on. I have to form a coherent thought without laughing. Ray is gonna again, he's gonna do a power stance next to where Lady's
Yeah.
sitting. He's gonna take
Ass
the
cheeks.
towel
Ass cheeks at eye level now because she's sitting.
as she's at eye level.
Mhm.
He is going to take the towel that's currently around his shoulders, whip it off
Oh my god.
into the sand, and take a like full on running sprint into the water.
Risky.
Like I'm talking about like anime
Flapping in the wind.
sprinting.
Jesus.
Like anime sprinting, like prayer hands in front of him, like running. And he
Hey.
gets to like the water line,
Uh-huh.
and he just jumps
Oh yeah.
like
I
running.
just
Like
want
running.
everyone to know, jiggle physics are in effect when he
Yeah.
runs.
Yeah.
They're in effect when all of you run.
Billowing in the breeze,
For
some might
Ray
say.
especially, because so much is just out.
God.
You can hear the sound of his clapping. He gets to the water line and he jumps and dives into the next coming wave.
Yeah.
And just does like the aerial like hair moment
Oh, he's
coming back
beautiful.
up.
It's like watching a dolphin breed. It's beautiful.
Yes. And then he just pops up next to Giuseppe.
Giuseppe, like, Giuseppe is literally acting like he's about 15 again, and he is going to, like, basically take a full, like, he's gonna do, like, the dad splash of, like, arm on either side of you and just, like, tsunami up into Ray's face as he goes.
Ray will
Dear.
retaliate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Except
Uh-huh.
he's going to place two hands,
Uh-huh.
one on either side of Giuseppe's shoulders,
Uh-huh.
and just dunk him.
The boys are fighting.
Yeah, they're having the time of their life. This is not aggressive. They're having so much fun. Just starts like laughing as he does this, and you just hear him go under the water like
That was surprisingly really good.
Yeah. I'm a professional voice actor. I'm not. I wish someone would
I
pay
thought
me
you were
money to
about
do
say
that.
you're a professional drowner. Not gonna lie.
Well,
Dear.
sometimes.
Waterboarding on yourself.
as someone who is afraid of drowning, I know exactly what it's like.
You get it. So, all right, we've
Yep.
had everyone talk about their amazing, sexy characters at the beach.
Mhm.
Miss Yume, what's Miss Yume doing at the beach? Is she tanning? Is she going for a swim? Is she just doing hot girl shit?
She has brought a little book and is sitting on a little blanket reading a book.
What book
As
is it?
as someone who also does that, I respect it.
Um, it's probably something to do with like Rus governments.
Ah,
She's reading something serious. Absolute Monarchy for Dummies.
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know those like yellow books you'll find in Barnes and Noble where it's like algebra for dummies and that sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
We
The
are all
for-
familiar
that-
with the
The
For
For
Dummies
Dummies
books.
books.
The
Yeah.
For Dummies
Beautiful.
books. We've all seen them.
So Yume, a very important question. How you feel about the book? You think it's spot on? Can you even understand what it's saying? Is it full of shit?
I think she has a very confused look on her face.
That's fair. Especially when you're dealing with Russian government. That sounds fair.
The title of the book is just like, why is Vampire Russia like that?
Why are they like that?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Alright. You may all play freely in this little sandbox that we have created. Pun intended.
Ha 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 ha. Um, here's the thing. I'm so glad that the girls are having fun in the sun and not being in the ocean. However,
Oh.
Giuseppe emerges from the sea, and I feel
My
like he
God.
yeah, and this is like after, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or so. Like they've had like about an hour to just chill out, and the boys have been like being stupid in the ocean waves. And uh uh a shadow falls across Yume's book,
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
and as she looks up, she just sees Giuseppe there standing with like a big stupid smile on his face, and he says, "Hey kid, how's your book?"
Hello. Thank you.
You you want to swim?
You see kind of like her eyes like flick to the water and like back to him. And she's like, fine, thank you.
Are you sure? There's some pretty choice waves out there. Did I go
Wave
out?
time. Wave time. You just hear a
Oh.
disembodied voice from the skies. Wave time. Wave time.
My powerful patron has finally spoken. It sounds like he wants you to swim too. I just listen. I'm not listen. Okay. Here's an idea. Ray, Ray. He calls over his shoulder to Ray. He goes, Ray, hey, I got an idea. Let me get you in on this.
Ray walks over. He come actually he's still in the ocean, and he kind of like struts out.
Yeah.
Of
Um,
course.
and stands next to Giuseppe. This time he's got like one hand on one hip, kind of like standing off to the side, kind
Yeah.
of
God,
thing.
he's gorgeous. Giuseppe goes, all right. So listen. I got an idea for a game, but we need 4 people. Now, this game, I've heard the kids love it, okay? It's called Chicken. Have you ever played that before?
Oh my god.
Now listen, ladies. Okay, you don't actually even have to listen. If we play it right, and you want us to play it right, one of you isn't even gonna get wet,
Oh my
right?
god.
Because okay, listen. It's gonna be me and Ray on bottom. Okay, we do. Each of you is gonna sit on our shoulders. Okay, and you're not even in the water, and then we well we you try to knock each other off. So ideally, yeah, maybe you won't get wet. There's a 50-50 chance that you stay out of the water. It sounds like a fun time to me.
I do think it is hilarious that you would be having your rogue play a game of chicken with the barbarian.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But
Excellent.
listen, the rogue would be on the paladin's shoulders. I think it gives her a chance.
It gives her a chance.
You forget Ray is 6 feet tall.
Oh,
It'll be
we
fine.
gotta put
It'll be fine.
Yume on Ray just to even it out.
Oh man, we do. Yeah, it's okay.
Oh no.
Like Ray can't be on anyone's shoulders because that will just throw it off. But like
Also
I think
dangerous in his outfit. Danger.
dangerous. I think that would make it funny.
No, listen. I think there's a certain comedy to the image of Ray being on Giuseppe's shoulder.
Now, here's the thing. I'm willing to do that.
You want
I'm
to have
willing
a
to
battle
do
of
that.
the
I think it would be
sexes?
funny. And then we would have the 2 beefier players on bottom if it was Yume on Lady's shoulders.
Hey, I think this is a wonderful idea. There's no way this can go wrong.
Yeah, no, I think this would be great.
Yeah, no, yeah, I like this idea. I like this
Okay.
idea. I like this idea.
Do you want to do Lady making the critical compromise of Yume on her shoulders?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, Giuseppe says, "All right, you know what? Okay, hear me out. Maybe it would make more sense. You go on Lady's shoulders, right? And then Ray, I guess you can go on mine. I mean, to secure your stuff, but I'm a professional here. And that way, I think maybe then we have our particular skills kind of more balanced out. You know, I think that would work. Sound like a game plan?
Yeah, sounds good.
I have
All right,
never played this game, Chicken,
that's okay.
but I
Listen,
like the name of it. It is
basically,
funny.
listen. It's real funny. It's a fun game, lady. All I need you to do is whatever it takes to keep Yume from falling off your shoulders. That's the name of the game. You keep her on your shoulders, you're good. Meanwhile, I'm going to be trying to get Ray to stay on my shoulders. I don't want to drop him into the ocean, okay? Neither one of us wants to drop our guy. And all bets are off as to how that happens. I'm pretty sure there's no other rules. If there are, I haven't heard any. I think it's fine. No blades. He kind of looks at
Oh,
her. He's like, "No knives, no blades, no sharp things, only hands." Okay?
Lady just makes a sad noise as she puts away her axe.
Yeah. Back into her tits.
Oh, back into her tits. You know, the storage tits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a bag of holding in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They really
It's
are like a bag of holding.
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
in there. That's a fucking quote.
Mhm.
Tits are like a bag of holding.
Yeah. You never know what you're gonna get. That's the quote, right? Um.
My God.
Okay, so we are moving forward with the game of chicken. Um, and I feel like not to front seat DM this technical combat that we're about to embark on. I think that to add a little bit of chance to it, it might be funny if we maybe for this we say what we're gonna do and then we have to do like literally a basic
If you
like
want, I
yes.
can just I can roll a d20 on Google for both
Yeah,
teams.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, like basically a basic D20 contest every time. And
And
that
I'll
way
let you guys narrate what happens, just so
exactly,
long
yeah.
as it goes to the
You just
result of
tell us who wins between them. Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Um
actually, you know what? You know what? I'm not
yeah.
even going to have this as a d20 roll. It's going to be a coin toss.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Um
That's
yeah, no, that actually works because you're going to have someone who's like on the offense, someone who's on the defense, and it's just a coin toss to see, okay, does what you're doing work?
yes.
Okay, yes, that works. Great. This is D&D at its best also. Uh okay, so um all right, let's be sportsmanlike about this. Lady, I feel like are we situated in the in the waves with our cargo, lady?
Yeah, absolutely, she is. She has
Okay, great.
quite a grip on Yume.
Yeah,
A lot of determination upon her.
yeah,
Normally,
the interesting thing about where Ray is positioned, it nearly for all the world looks like he's just naked back there. Um, and
It
but
does.
it sure does. Um,
it just
but
looks like the only thing
yeah,
protecting his modesty is Giuseppe's head.
yeah. Oh, one second. You're fine.
Oh, well. Okay. It looks like
Hey, give me
Alia.
1 second. My headphones are dying. I have to
Oh,
change them out real quick.
What
In
happened?
that case,
Oh,
do you want to go ahead and take a quick bathroom break and all that kind of good stuff?
it looks like we'll need to. Yeah.
Hey,
That is
sorry, I
fine.
am here.
Oh,
oh,
okay.
there you are.
No, you're
What
fine.
happened?
My mom came in with a sandwich.
Oh,
Oh, little
Um,
Sammy.
yeah, she was making dinner and she was like, "I'll bring you one." I'm like, "Ah, thank you." Um,
Little sandwich.
um, but you know, it's up to y'all if you want to take a brief little potty break. That's fine. Um, we can also continue on with our important sports event. It is up to y'all.
I'm for all that I'm not really doing. I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay.
fine either way.
I am also either way. I know Lexi needs to charge her headphones. Lexi, are you back?
Fuck.
Oh, you're fine.
I just knocked my glasses off.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hey, I kind of felt that.
Sorry, my headphones were dying, so I had to switch devices.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, mine are charging right now. I had to put them. They started dying right before we got on call, so I'm just using the speaker, the built-in laptop microphone, if you will.
I'm using my iPhone headphones, so if I sound funky, that's why.
Oh, you're fine.
Good.
good.
Okay. So, are you guys ready for the final boss battle of the campaign?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
This is
okay.
yeah, joke's on you, Gunter. You're like, I don't have combat prepared. I did. We're
Goddamn.
all in combat now.
Oh
Let's go.
no.
All right,
All right,
so
all right,
Life-threatening
guys.
battle.
I
Are
will
we
set
ready?
the scene. On
Yes.
one side, you have the manliest duo you've ever fucking seen. On the bottom is Giuseppe with his old-timey 1920 swimsuit. Tits out, they're hairy.
Yeah.
To use his words, a well-groomed lawn is on
Yeah.
that thing.
Mm-hmm.
His hips are squared and ready. If you were to look behind, you would see his cheeks pressed together in determination. Booty is clenched
Booty
as he
clench.
prepares
Stance.
for the coming battle.
My man's built like a baked bean.
Lord.
The big
Say like a
bean?
baked bean.
A baked bean.
A very buff baked bean. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
reason Mrs. Von Mar decided to marry you.
Yeah. Dense.
Aside from, like emotional attachment.
Yeah.
But anyway, on top of him, maybe even sexier than Giuseppe. I don't know. It's still something scholars are debating to this day.
Mhm.
Is Ray in his fucking banana hammock.
Yeah.
From behind, if you were to look behind again, you would just see his actual ass cheeks. There's no
Mhm.
coverage there.
Just ass cheeks upon Giuseppe's shoulder.
Yeah, one of the most muscular men and tallest men y'all have seen so far. And from behind, there are straps, but also, if you didn't know he was wearing a banana hammock, it would look like the only thing keeping us from having to blur out Ray's dick would be Giuseppe's head.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That is what's blurring out Ray's dick.
Yeah.
Goddamn. On the other side, you have the two prettiest girls, the two ladies. On the bottom is Miss Yume, rocking her swims. Is she still wearing her sun hat?
Wait, on the bottom is Yume or on the bottom is the
Oh,
lady?
Yume's on.
I meant lady.
You're good.
No, lady
She's
took off
too
her-
little.
Lady took off her hat. This is serious business.
Yeah.
This is serious. Okay, so she has her hair up in her little bun. She is ready. Her makeup is still pristine. None of you know how, but it has not run at all.
Yeah. Elf magic.
And her nice, very red one piece. Her cheeks are also clenched in determination.
Very.
On top, you have Yume, the only person who looks very uncertain of what y'all are about to do, in her cute little polka dot bikini,
Adorable.
who is probably one of the strongest person here because she's a vampire, but also she little.
Yeah, in ladies' words, it feels like carrying a bag of grapes.
Yeah.
Damn. These are the two sides. And now I want you here. I want each team to call one side of the coin before I toss it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I will do heads.
All right. It's heads. So
Oh yeah.
I'm going to let you narrate what happens, but
Mhm.
it will end up in a victory for Team Big Man.
Okay. Well, okay. Or do we want to narrate do we want to say what we're trying to do and then see if it succeeds or fails?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Cuz that way I think it'll be more similar to the
That's
normal
more-
like roles that
yeah.
we do.
Okay. So here, ignore that then.
Okay. Well, okay,
want
so
you-
that can be
This
like
is
the calling, so
PvP
like
combat. This is our first PvP.
exactly, we finally get to fight each other. And okay, so let's say that role was like the coin toss at a football game, like who starts with the ball. So in this case, like Giuseppe will make the first move. He'll try to do something, and we'll see if it works.
Yes. That
Okay.
works.
So Giuseppe, cheeks clenched. is kind of like shuffling back and forth in the water, trying to you know, fake left, fake right, kind of trying to get a view on like what you know is gonna like give him the upper hand on um lady. And he says, you know, Miss Lady, I just want to say that I've always had the most utmost respect for you. I think that you're as fierce as battle as you are a friend, and uh you know, I just wanted to say that I have a lot of admiration for you. And as he says this, he does try to sweep the leg. Um, so
Okay.
let's toss a coin to see if that works.
So since you called the last coin, I will let Alyssa and Nikki call this coin.
Okay, call to see if it works.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
So Alyssa, Nikki, which side of the coin do you want to call?
Alyssa, what side do you want to call?
Tails.
Tails? Okay, let's see. Tails.
Shit. So it doesn't work.
All right. Narrate what happens.
So um I mean, tell me if sounds about right, Nikki, but I feel like he tries to sweep the leg, and it's like he kicks a tree and just nothing happens.
She looks down at where he attempted to kick her and
Uh-huh.
looks back at him and is like, "Oh, you tried so hard."
He's like, you know, I did try pretty hard. I didn't expect your calves to feel like that. I don't know what
That
else
would
I
be
expected.
next time.
You know those anime fights where the characters go to exchange punches and it just releases a sonic boom?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Um, okay, lady, the ball is in your court. What are you doing?
Team
Um,
Pretty Lady, what are y'all doing?
I have to think. I have to think. I think she's going to like drop her center of gravity into her usual fighting stance
Mm-hmm.
and give Yume more stability to do whatever Yume needs to do. But she's going to give Giuseppe this wild grin
Oh no.
that
Oh my god.
if you didn't already know she was the kind of person to go after things that ate the life out of trees, now you're sure.
God,
Oh,
I'm obsessed
yeah.
with her.
Crazy lady. Positive.
Yeah. Crazy.
Alright,
Um,
so
Okay, so Yume, you're in position.
Mm-hmm.
Yume, do you try to like grapple with Ray or anything like that? Are you trying to push him? What's going on here?
Well, I feel like that's the name of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna try and like push him off.
Okay. So I will let Alina and Lexi call the coin this time.
All right, Lexi, I called last. What do you want?
Tails this time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tails. Okay. Heads.
Oh, the gods
Oh,
are against
no.
us. The gods are
So
against us.
would you like me to narrate what happens, or do you guys like narrating your own combat?
Um, I don't know. I mean, Lex, do you have a visual story for what this looks like?
Kind of. So
Okay.
you said you may pushed Ray, right?
You may have successfully pushed Ray. I will let you guys narrate. If you want, I can let you guys narrate how that happens, or I can just do it. It doesn't
Um,
matter what is said, so long as the end result is that Yume does like grapple Ray and push him.
yeah, so Ray is going to like have like a little shoulder move back kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because obviously strong enough to push him because she's a vampire, but he's also like twice her size.
Yeah.
So he is not going to move back too much, but is still going to like have like a little
like I feel like the weight of him having to like lean back and correct Giuseppe has to move back with him to keep him from falling all the way over.
But to counteract from having to move back too far, Ray is gonna like take one of his legs and like swing it forward and hook it against Lady's arm.
Oh shit.
And pull her forward closer so he can then take a hand and shove it against Yume.
Oh yes, okay. Now the girls have to roll to see if that works.
Okay. All right, so we are gonna flip the coin to see if that works. Lady Yume, what you call him?
Nikki, do you want to call this one?
Yeah, let's go with heads.
Heads. All right. It is heads.
Damn.
Damn.
So take it away.
You said Ray grabbed her arm, right?
Foot, yes.
The coin toss was to see if Ray could hook his leg around Lady's arm and use that to pull you guys forward while Yume was pushing him. Kind of like to make sure nobody wins, I guess. That does not work.
If she clamps her arm down tighter around his leg, and she kind of yanks back real hard.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Ladies, is this the like I'll take you with me?
Oh my god.
Immediately moved into sabotage.
So like, are
okay.
you? Let me make sure I understand this right. You are trying to pull Ray and Giuseppe towards you, right?
Yeah, mostly Ray because that's where her arm is.
Oh
like,
no, I see.
clamped
Okay.
around Ray's leg, so she's
Yeah,
mostly
you're
trying to yank Ray.
Yeah, you're trying to pull him and throw him off balance while Yume's pushing him. Okay. Ray, Giuseppe, what side you call him? I will say,
God, I feel like yeah.
If they get this one, Ray will probably fall off.
Listen, we've not been rolling great. He's not in a great position.
Honestly.
I don't know, Lexi.
I'll
Tails?
let you call it because I failed the last one.
Tails hasn't been treating us right. Maybe let's go with heads. And if we lose this, I guess it was meant to be.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's try heads.
Heads. I have bad news.
Oh my god. For curse.
Yeah, tails. So
oh my god.
Ray just immediately gets yoinked off.
So yeah, I will narrate this part.
Okay.
Well, hang on. I have a question.
I have an answer.
So Yume pushed him back, but Lady still has a hold of his foot. If Ray just raises his other foot, he can essentially just plank.
Oh my god.
Of Giuseppe. And like use
I'll
his
put it
butt
this
cheeks.
way. You got Yume pushing at you, trying to force you back. You've got Lady clamping on your leg with her arm and then yoinking it. They kind of like fuck up your center of gravity. And like, if this was one or two tosses, I would say you may still have a chance, but this is the third toss that you have just outright lost.
Here's the thing though. Planking with his little butt cheeks, having to like
Here,
Thinking,
all right, I'll give you one more shot.
can we do a one more tiebreaker to see if this is the end for Ray?
Yes, I will give
Lexi
you
can
a.
call it. Summon all of your Elfcock energy.
I will give you a sudden death coin toss. Such intense D&D combat using a coin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so Lexi, what you gonna call?
See, now both
Oh,
heads
wait,
and tails
sorry.
have technically failed us.
But that also
Sorry.
feels like now
I need
either
to-
one can renew itself.
But I also kind of want to go with tails because tails raise ass.
Yeah.
It
All right, we're
might.
going with tails.
I'm calling tails.
Okay. Heads.
Oh my god.
No.
No. Now, question. So, does he try to plank and just like topple off the back of Giuseppe?
Yeah, basically what happens, I'll narrate this one. Ray, you like try to recenter yourself with your leg and your little elf ass, but you forgot to factor in the fact that you and Giuseppe are very wet from your swims and
Oh,
are
no.
lubricated, so to speak.
Oh no, the lube.
The lube.
The lube.
And because it is a bit slippery, while you recentering yourself combined with everything else, you do just lose your spot and slide off of Giuseppe's shoulders to the side.
Oh no. um
Giuseppe, I will say, because literally every coin toss went against you guys, Ray's ball takes you with him.
yeah.
So you both just
That's
fucking
fitting.
tumble
We
in the
both
water.
here's I feel like as Ray starts to topple, he just locks his legs around Giuseppe's neck and just takes him with him
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
into the sea.
Into the
Lady,
sea.
you stand utterly triumphant, victorious in this game of chicken.
The bitches of the beach.
The bitches of the beach.
Lady very gently puts Yume down. Very gently puts her down.
In the water?
They're
Yeah.
like waist deep, right?
Yeah, they're like waist deep on Lady.
Oh, she's going to go
She's
to
too little, she'll drown.
She's going to the beach. She puts Yume down very gently. She wades back out to where the boys are standing. And she goes, well, that was very fun.
As
Well,
always, I got a lot of respect for what you do out there, ma'am.
I have a lot of respect for what you do. I think we should do that again, but not now.
Yeah, no, I think I might intake water if I try to do that again. Listen,
Ray, you do come up with like seaweed on your head.
oh yeah. It's
Everyone thinks
beautiful.
it's your hair
He
for a
somehow
second.
makes it look so good.
They think it's just your natural hair at first, then they realize, oh wait.
He had his hair braided before they went to the beach.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Damn.
So yeah, it is very much just on his head, and he kind of looks at it for a second, shrugs his shoulders, and then just floats in the ocean.
Oh yes, beautiful.
He is buoyant.
A boy adrift.
A boy adrift.
Drift.
That's
Giuseppe, I think, kind of wades back up to the beach, and he kind of nods at Yume and says, "Are you hungry at all? I can start a fire." and then cook. That would be the second pot of that. It wouldn't be like just a fire.
We
Eat
eat
the
the flames.
Yume kind of
Brain
stares
cells.
at him for a second and then points at her fangs.
Fuck. Right.
I mean, have you tried?
I forgot she was a vampire.
Have you tried fish blood yet?
Oh my god.
Would it be good?
There's only one way to find out.
We
Fish
can.
have blood?
Yes,
Yes.
fish have blood.
Blood?
Fish have blood. Don't worry.
Are we sure?
All living things have blood. Well,
Well-
all animals.
Well,
Nikki, I've had to clean out fish before. Let
Yeah,
me
I
tell you, they
promise-
have
listen.
blood.
I promise that fish have blood. I don't know if I don't think bugs
I don't
have the
think
same
jellyfish-
type of blood that we do.
No, they have blood, but they don't. Some bugs don't have lungs.
Mm.
So
Now I
That's
live in
fucked up.
wait,
Westminster.
no, they don't have kidneys. That's what it is.
Those are two different organs.
They are.
Those are two very different organs.
But
But
they're
if you
both
didn't
kind of
have
shaped like
lungs,
beans.
you couldn't inhale the
Wait.
oxygen that you needed to get to the cells. That is why we have blood. But anyway,
Yeah. I thought it was just for vampires. Maybe I've been looking at this all
Vampire
wrong.
fish.
I have to leave right now.
I think vampire fish are a thing. I don't mean that like I mean that's like a variety of fish. I think that
Now,
is
are,
called
like- Here's another question I have about
Vampire squid.
Hold
Oh,
on,
yeah,
hold
yeah.
on. Hold on, I want to hear Nikki's question.
Yes, Nikki.
So, like, there was a movie I watched a while ago, right?
Which movie?
I don't know, but it was about fish
Okay, that narrows it down.
in the Great Lakes, right?
Oh. See, I was
That
gonna say
shit-
Finding Nemo. This is not that movie.
It's not Finding Nemo. That much I know
Okay.
for sure. It was
Uh-huh.
about like a fish that could go through like drain pipes
Oh God.
and it ate people.
Oh, you're talking about like one of those sci-fi originals.
No,
Oh, well, that's worse. What are you talking about?
I've never
Like a
heard
real fish that does that?
maybe
I don't think there's a fish in the Great Lakes that eats
it
people.
had like a circular mouth and it was real long.
What is
Lamprey?
Like a
going on in
lamprey?
the Great Lakes?
Maybe.
Okay, listen, if it was a lamprey, I maybe believe it. Lamprey are fucked up.
Hold on, I gotta look it up. Please
Okay.
continue. I gotta look this up right
Yeah.
now.
I'm also trying to Google it.
Uh-huh.
In the
Welcome to
meantime,
Fish
I
Facts,
have a little
a
fucked
D&D
up fish fact.
campaign. Yeah.
There
Everyone
is
share
a
your most fucked up fish fact.
there is a fish in I think Southeast Asia
Mm-hmm.
where if you go to piss in a river,
Oh yeah, yeah. The penis pee thing.
It'll
Found
go
it.
up your.
yeah, it'll literally swim up the stream of your piss and lodge itself in your dick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And its
Yeah.
fins
The
are
pee dick
barbed,
fish.
so you can't just pull
Yeah,
it out.
yeah. It'll get in there.
It'll get in
Found
there.
it. I found it.
Okay.
I
Found
think
What
that
kind of?
Blood Lake, Attack of the Killer Lampreys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my
now,
lampreys.
god.
yeah, lampreys. Now, are you sure that's not a sci-fi original movie?
Hold on, I have it
Because
right
it is
here.
called Attack of the Killer Lampreys.
Hold on.
That does sound like a sci-fi thing, but
It looks.
I mean,
really
I would believe it. Lampreys are terrible. They're scary little fish.
Animal Planet.
Well, maybe.
That's according to Wiki. It premiered on the Animal Planet in 2014.
Planet?
It's a science fiction horror film.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
Because I
Damn,
think
they
Animal
just-
Planet was
wow.
also the one that made the mermaid documentary that I fully believed and texted a few friends about before I realized that mermaids aren't actually real. And
They are.
they are actually. They found things that had hands
oh no.
in the documentary that lied to
There's
me. It's
apparently
fine.
a
They're real.
version from 1978
Oh God.
or 1987. What the fuck?
What?
Oh damn! There's a picture of a guy getting eaten, like one on his head.
Yeah. I just want to know, can lampreys actually like do that shit?
I don't think so.
So lampreys are
They could
a
like latch onto
spineless
you, but
fish,
I don't think they
and
would.
they will latch onto you and suck your blood. But
They
I don't
will
think they can
latch
kill
onto you. Yeah, but they're smallish. They're not like huge. They're like
They
eels.
they were used as a form of medicine.
Mhm.
Oh god!
Like
Oh,
leeches.
these pictures are
like
wild.
leeches.
It's kind of funny.
They still
They
use
are one of
them.
the oldest fish that are currently living. Like they are thousands
Oh,
of
yeah.
years old.
Super
They,
old.
they are
And
very
you know what?
old.
Leeches are actually still sometimes used, I think, in medical settings. Not for bloodletting, obviously, but
Oh,
if you
leeches,
like,
yes, they are.
yeah, because they draw blood into areas that don't have any.
Oh, that's the like slasher film, the one from 1987. That's funny.
All right, now that we've all shared a horrible fish fact, together as a group,
I'm mostly
Fishy
horrified by the fact that fish have blood, and I don't know why.
yeah, fish have blood.
Yeah, fish do have blood.
Yeah. Giuseppe shrugs and looks at Yume and says, "Have you ever tried? Have you ever tried fish blood?"
She kind of like gets a look on her face like she's thinking about it. She's like, no.
Here, do you want me to give you an out? I can give you an out. That'll be kind of sweet.
Sure. I don't want to make this little girl eat fish blood.
As you guys are realizing that, hey, Yume's a vampire and drinks blood, a servant comes running. He stops after he reaches you, panting for a little bit, holding a decanter of blood, holds it out to Yume. My lord, the viceroy wanted this for you, madame. He realized you would forget to bring your own blood, so he had some brought to you.
Cute.
Sweet.
That's so cute. Ah.
He
Yeah,
apologizes that he cannot come himself. There is currently he is still overseeing the occupation, but he
Also, we
does
took all his
implore
booze.
you. He does implore you to enjoy this stock from his finest storage.
Now I have a very important question for you, Gunter.
Yes.
Vampires can blush, right?
I'm gonna say yes, just for you.
Oh yeah, her face is bright red.
And like, you know how wines have years where like
Oh my.
yeah,
it's
he gives you like
blood.
it's aged blood that was like from a very good year. And
Everybody-
like
Now, I will say, the phrase aged blood does make it sound like you drained an old dude.
yeah, it tastes delicious because it came from Grandpa Joe.
Holy
No.
shit.
Yeah, no. The servant could not tell you who this blood is from, just that Philippe told him it was very high quality and from a year that was renowned for the quality of like the blood text.
Mm-hmm.
So he's given you some good stuff.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
He's decided he's already letting you guys have his very nice Valois cognac. He might as well give you some very good blood too.
That's true. It's the least he could do after we stole his booze.
We just kind of took it.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm sure he'll forgive us.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But yeah, he did that for you, Miss Yume. He got you some little blood because he knew you'd be hungry.
Hungry. Giuseppe kind of claps his hands together and he says, "Well, that was conveniently settled. Listen, for the rest of us, how do we feel about Let me think. I don't know. I could I think I got some few like the last of the squazzini sausages on ice up at my tent. I can bring those down. We can have a little weenie roast. Sorry, that's what we call it in Atraria when we roast sausages over the fire.
Is that so
Little
cool?
weenie roast.
I am quite down for a vinivros.
Vinny roast.
Vinivro Viniros. uh Giuseppe says, okay,
He-
great. And he takes off
Yeah.
dad running to go get the fucking
The servant
sausages.
will offer to get it for you.
Oh, well, sure.
He's kind of just standing there.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, if you have the time and you don't mind, the Justin, the little insulated ice crate that I got in my tent there.
He will happily fetch it for you.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Giuseppe's gonna start digging a little pit out of the sand and collecting driftwood for fire.
Lady's going to help him dig the hole in the sand
Mhm.
by pulling a shovel out of her tits. Just like a little,
Oh my
toy
God.
picnic shovel.
How many things does she have in there?
Everything.
No, I think this is a great running joke. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Boundless
Like,
possibilities.
is it like the apples, but just like things you store
Yeah.
in the tits?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, you grab a titty shovel.
Yeah. She's gonna help him. She's gonna help him dig.
Dig and dig and dig and diggity dig.
Dig.
So yeah, you guys dig a little fire pit. Get you some driftwood.
Hell yeah.
How do you light the fire?
Boy Scout style, baby. We're twisting a stick against a stick.
You have fire.
Hey,
How natural.
Ray knows a fire spell, I think.
Oh shit, yeah. Wait. Okay, I feel like Giuseppe though does try to light it Boy Scout style for like a good 10 minutes and nothing's happening.
Ray just helps you out of pity.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just kind of like does like he kind of like flicks his thumb up and there's a tiny
Just
flame.
Doesn't even
on his
look up.
thumb.
It's just yeah.
Ray does his little thumbs up because he's doing a fire spell. It sounds like a Zippo lighter.
Yeah.
And then he just holds it to the sticks.
Beautiful. You have magical fire.
We have magical fire.
Magical fire.
Mm.
Which is good because
Magical fire.
we played chicken in Nordic Ocean water, which means we are probably kind of cold. That's okay, Giuseppe says. A hoe never gets cold.
Oh, never gets cold.
Lady agrees.
Yeah.
Ray
It's
also
true.
agrees.
Yeah.
Y'all have your
Ye-
little fire. The servant comes back with your scorzini sausage.
Yeah, excellent.
Mr.
You're able to
Scorzini.
start roasting yourself some weenies.
Oh yeah, the weenie roast.
Weenie roast.
Weenie roast time.
Weenie.
Listen,
Because
oh,
fire
go ahead.
lit by Ray's magic, when you are done roasting the weenies, it does taste like Cajun food.
Oh shit, it's like, oh man, yeah. It seasons it magically.
Yeah, Ray, it's soul food because the magical fire came from Ray's soul.
Oh man,
That's how that works.
Oh man.
comes from the heart.
That's how it
The heart
works.
has a
Yeah.
lot of seasoning on it.
So many.
Mini.
Many.
Mini.
Minty.
Yeah, I think we have ourselves a nice little weenie roast lunch slash dinner. I don't know what time of day it is.
Lady's gonna eat so many of those.
Yeah,
She's gonna be
So
considerate about it, but she's also gonna eat so many.
that's
there
okay.
are plenty to go around.
Mm-hmm.
No one will go hungry. You guys
Yeah.
have your weenies. Yume has her nice fancy blood. It's good times.
Good times.
Giuseppe kind of looks around at everyone eating his weenies, and he looks down at his plate and looks back up to everyone, and he says, "You know, I can't remember the last time that I had a family dinner like this, and I gotta say, I missed it."
Well, campfire dinner.
A lady goes, now I have heard tell that many people have heart to hearts or tell ghost stories around the campfire, and I am not much of one for a heart to heart, if you will. So I think we should tell ghost stories.
Giuseppe laughs and he says, "Oh, I think a ghost story would be great. Uh, why don't
Hold on.
you, huh?"
So, okay. Miss Lexi, since you have brought it up, would you like to explain to everyone what you mean by Ray's tattoo is now visible?
Oh, Evangeline,
Well, before.
I keep forgetting.
But like we've seen
That is
Yume's.
also true. There are two people with tattoos.
Yeah, I
as
think
well.
we've seen, I think, most of Yume's, if not all of them, because she's
Lady
worn.
has.
Well,
Oh, well,
wasn't part of them. I thought that some, if
the
not all of
Phoenix
them, were
one was
visible.
yeah during the ball. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yume has seen Ray's during the last battle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we all saw Rays during the last battle.
No,
Well, I think
Yume's the only one that said
yeah,
anything about it.
yeah, it was
That's
there,
true.
but I kind of took it to mean that like Yume was the only one that took notice of it enough to ask something.
I did kind of forget that you were just naked during that.
Yeah. This is battle gear.
So again, Ray's tattoo is fully visible on his side. There's nothing obstructing it. It's just full out, and it's a bright color against his skin tone too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I mean, I think especially Giuseppe, because they were like fucking around in the water for like a few hours. Giuseppe's almost certainly noticed it. I don't think that he would be comfortable bringing it up like in the middle of everybody, especially like because he hasn't ever heard.
He
I don't know.
stare at it though. Like, does he stare at the tattoo while they're sitting there eating?
I think maybe he kind of eyes it because I think he maybe saw it like as they were roughhousing around, but was just like, oh, there's a tattoo there, and didn't really think about it. But now that they're at dinner, yeah, I think that he would kind of like look at it. His eye does the weird little spark thing that it does when you feel like it might be zooming in on something.
Yeah, so Ray will definitely notice that because he's always aware of how people look at him.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to have that conversation, we can.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Lady tried to steer you all away.
Like
from
here in
something.
front of God and everybody, or like after
Here in
dinner?
front of God and everybody.
Oh shit. I mean,
I will leave
would
it up to you, Alina.
Oh, I'm totally fine with having that conversation. Also, like, I think that there's a certain level of like dry comedy that happens with like Giuseppe saying something sweet, kind of like looking over at Ray's side, lady saying, "Well, I would rather tell ghost stories as opposed to getting into a heart to heart," and then Ray kind of going, "I lost something once."
No, so here's what I'm thinking.
Uh huh.
We do tell ghost stories, like, everybody can tell one.
Uh huh.
Ray can tell one from like Louis Soir, and then at the end of it, we'll bring up, Giuseppe, do you have questions about this
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Just questions from the crowd. Giuseppe.
Giuseppe, do you have questions? Like, you want some of this?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it would be really good if Ray told Giuseppe about his really heart-wrenchingly sad dead wife while wearing the Borat banana hammock. I think that would be really good. I think that we should do that. Do we want to each attempt to tell a brief ghost story to your level of comfort and end with Ray to make that
Yes.
happen? Okay, great.
Who wants the first ghost story?
Oh boy.
Um I'm trying to think. Uh
I'm trying to remember every ghost story I've ever heard in my life. And I know
I
this was
know,
my
I
idea and I
know.
should have been prepared, but I wasn't.
Oh
No, it's
no.
okay. No, also here's the thing. If you don't want to tell a ghost story, you don't have to. I can just make Giuseppe tell one.
I kind of have one that I want to tell.
Okay. Do you want Ray to go last though? Because it'll kind of okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Giuseppe can go first, I think. He says, well, uh, I happen to be somewhat of a collector of scary stories, some might say. Um, and well, it was a night much like tonight. Well, okay, not right now because it's the middle of the day, but later on tonight it will have. It was like what that will be like if we all are. Is everyone following me so far?
Nah,
Okay, great.
you're doing such a good job. Please
Thank you.
continue.
Thank you. You have so much faith in me. And there was once a foolish young, let's call him a foolish young courier, and he was taking his packages hither and yon across the great lands of Atraria, and there was one day that his journeys took him to a far off land that was rather distant from his home, and he had a sorry, I'm trying to remember how the story goes. It's been so long since I've told it. I say in character, and all these days on the road, and he's got this one box. This young courier does. Now, this box is addressed only to what appears to be a rather grand castle in this neighboring land that he's been sent to deliver these goods. Um, his package, is about a foot by foot, about a square foot wide, and so nothing that he hasn't carried before. Not too heavy, 8 to 10 pounds, well within the postage requirements. Sorry, you all know how the mail works. Now, as this young courier is making his way through these countrysides, these many, many nights alone, he starts to wonder to himself, what could this package be? Huh? What could this package be that, is this is well out of the way of where I usually would go, but I guess it must be pretty important, right? Now on this one night, a night very much like tonight will be, he's sitting at the campfire very much like the campfire we are sitting at today. And for all the world, he swears that he starts to hear a whisper. At first, he thinks that maybe someone's come up on him, that's a highwayman trying to do him dirty on the open road. But then he realizes the whispering is coming from inside the box. Now, this young courier, he knows the number one rule of mail is you can never open it unless you are the intended recipient. Otherwise, it's a felony. We all know this. But he can't help but be intrigued and a little bit horrified. There are voices coming from inside this box. So he pushes it aside and he says, "Well, I have to carry on. Whatever's in this box, I can't think about it too much." He goes on. The next night, whispers. He goes on. The next night, more whispers. They are ever growing louder, right? But he can never quite discern what they're saying. As he nears the intended destination, this young courier is starting to grow more nervous. Because these whispers, even though they aren't making any discerning words, they seem to be getting more excited, more emotional, sometimes even angry in what they seem to be saying in their tone. And this young courier's getting more and more anxious as he is coming up to the outskirts of the outlying village of this large estate that he's been sent to. And as he is reaching the very border of this property, at this point now, the sun has dipped below the horizon, and the voice from within the box is incessant. He can always hear it just behind his ear where the box sits on the pack that he's carrying. He goes up the path to this dark estate, its spires looming into the air. And he walks up, up, up the steps, knocks on the door. The door opens, and the loudest shriek he's ever heard sounds from directly behind him as the box starts to shake and shake like mad. The courier screams, takes the box off, and throws it over the threshold, and he says, "Delivery! Take whatever it is. I don't know what's in there, but it's yours." Now, this looming figure appears at the top of the stairs. It sweeps down the grand staircase, setting on little tufts of the air that kick up behind it, cobwebs from its very old castle. It probably hasn't been used in years, except for this figure clearly lives here. He got a package delivered. And as this figure sweeps down and comes to stand in front of the young courier, it becomes very apparent something is amiss. Two hands reach out from behind a dark cloak and pick up the package. A long fingernail tips into the paper and slits it open. The whispers now have become a cacophony of vocalizations, and it is utterly disturbing. And the figure reaches into the box and by the hair pulls out a screaming human head. Is everyone okay? No one's too scared, right? You okay? We doing
Oh, I'm
okay?
having a great time.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So, this figure pulls back the shawl that it wears and reveals that it has no head of its own. And as it sets the screeching head upon its own shoulders, all goes quiet. And the figure says, "Oh, that's much better. Thank you." Here, let me get your payment. And he pays the man three gold, and and the courier leaves into the night that was very much like the night that will happen this evening. Thank you all for that. That was my one of my favorites. They call it the head in the box.
Lady is clapping.
The head was an Amazon's Choice product.
Yeah. I need you all to know that when I started talking, I had no idea where that was going. I'm glad you came on that adventure with me.
That was
I had a
beautiful.
delightful time. So satisfied.
Thank you. All
Oh my
right.
god.
Now that
That was
I've
a good one.
told my spooky tale, who's next?
Lady kind of shifts, and she goes. Well, it'll be quite hard to follow up with that tale, but I will try. Yes, I will try. I come from Valois. We are known for being fancy, and we are known for being a little dramatic all the time. Nobody is surprised by this. The tale I would like to tell you started off as a fairy tale, but it has got its basis in truth. So, the time I will tell you about happened a long time ago. And once upon a time, way back then, there was a girl who was born to a noble family who fell upon hard times. And as one is wont to do, she was found a suitable match and married off. He was rich, he was kind, he was sweet. She had only ever met him the letters he sent, never face to face. Even on their wedding day, he kept his face covered. Now there are tales and tales of girls going missing around this time after their marriage. Their family would never see them again. So, this girl was already concerned and prepared for what may or may not happen. And she gets to this castle with her new husband, and he is every bit as rich as it is said that he is, and every bit as kind as his letters implied. And for a few nights it goes like that. He is every bit as kind, he is every bit as nice, but she cannot help but shake the feeling that there is something wrong. It does not help that her husband seems to have a room where she is not allowed or welcome into. Okay, she says, but how am I supposed to keep the house if there is a room in the house that I am not supposed to be in? And he tells her not to worry about it, that that is something that he will keep. But her curiosity grows and her curiosity grows. And she takes a time appreciating the finery that she has found herself in, the staff that she has found herself with. And she thinks to herself, yes, this is fine. I do not need to know what is in that room. But her curiosity keeps on growing. And it grows to a point that she takes the key from her husband while her husband is sleeping, and she unlocks the door. And there she sees bodies all hanging in a fine row, 11 of them, and there is one spot left. And she
They
thinks
o-
to herself,
are they okay?
no, they are hanging.
Oh, like dead bodies.
That
Oh shit. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
they are hanging, they are dead. Anyway, where was I? Oh, right. So she finds these bodies. There is one spot left. Da, 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 da. And she thinks to herself, well, my husband does not know that I looked. My husband does not know this. So I have time to prepare. So she puts the key back. And while her husband is on a many a trip, she goes and she visits her family and she tells them what she has found. And at first they do not believe her, but as time shows, they eventually did. And they take a moment and they say, okay, this is what we are going to do. And when the plan came into action, it was her in the room who taught them the lesson. She killed him there and hung him up on the last and final spot. Now, to this day, in this area of Valois, you can still hear him screaming as he dies. I myself have heard the screams, but I have heard worse and I have heard louder. As it is my ghost story, you are welcome. That is all I have for you.
All right. I think that's kind of like girl power.
Ray is gonna sit there and
Okay.
wonder if this was like a true story about Lady herself and not just a ghost story.
God.
Oh dear. All
Girl
right. You may shifts in her seat
All right,
and
Yume,
says,
you got a scary one for us?
I've got one.
Hell yeah, go for it.
Where to begin? A long time ago, there was a young lady she was the daughter of a farmhand. And this young lady had an interesting gift. She could hear the voices of the plants around her. Bushes, trees, sometimes even the grass would speak to her. There was one apple tree on her property that had never grown fruit and had never spoken. So this is where she sought refuge a lot. One day, she was just sitting there reading a book, taking a break, and accidentally spilled some water on the roots. And for the first time, she heard this tree speak. Hungry. Sweeter. More. And as she sat and watched, some leaves started to grow on the tree for the first time, and she didn't even know. So she heard the word sweeter, and she ran in to the house, grabbed a cup of milk from the icebox, and poured that on the roots. Her eyes, fresh green apples appeared on the tree. What did I say? This tree hasn't borne fruit in years. But these apples, they're too bitter. They can't even make a pie with them. Hungry, the tree says again. Sweeter. More. At this point, she doesn't even know what to give the tree. In fact, it's starting to scare her because it keeps saying that hungry, sweeter, more. She turns to just run back into the house. She's ready to be done with this tree, to be like entirely, right? And as she's turning, she trips, cuts open her hand right on the root. And wouldn't you know it, those green apples turned bright red. Parents are delighted. They don't know the secret of how this tree is bearing fruit again. And finally, one day, the young man she was courting with comes over and sees the tree, and he's absolutely enraptured because he's never seen such beautiful apples. And all the while, the tree keeps saying, hungry, more, more. So as the young man reached out to snatch the apple to taste for himself, the young lady watched as the tree itself opened up and swallowed him.
That's not good.
No, very much not. Is this what the trees do? Ray, is this what the trees do?
Well, the ones around here seem to do it.
Yeah, that's better.
We have seen some fucked up trees recently.
Apparently,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
vampire
true.
tree.
Please.
Okay. So,
Is that it?
That's the end of the
was
story.
that all of you, Maze? Okay.
Oh, well.
I guess now it's my turn. Give me just a second. Let me pull up my resources. Okay. Now, back home in Louis, there's several types of stories that I'd be able to tell. But I'm going to tell you this one about a creature that lives out in the swamps that parents tell their kids about, or just to scare 'em, make sure they do good. But it's also a story that I've heard from people whose houses have been destroyed, children disappeared, different things like that. It's often described as a not necessarily a werewolf now, but half man, half wolf.
Oh yeah, I know this one. Love him.
He sounds delightful.
He, he used to be called Lugaroo, but where I'm from, we call him Rougarou. He lurks in the swamps. Parents tell their children about him, make sure they behave, because if not, the Rougarou would come and take him away. Said, people misbehaved, and during holidays, they'd be hunted down, killed by the beast. There's no one true Rougarou, according to the tales. If you're placed under spell, you could become one. But you have the opportunity to change back to a human. But you have to transfer your curse to another victim. But it's only if that person is willing to take your curse. But who's going to take a curse to become a werewolf, to snatch children out of their homes, to destroy the houses of your kinfolk? Who would willingly be cursed for eternity to shift forms day and night, to become a monster living in the swamps? Now, of course, there's ways to protect yourself from Rougarou. You can't outrun it. Can't really defeat it in a fight. It's very strong, very fast. You might have a chance at it being a vampire and all, but you really only can protect yourself with fire. So one might assume it's safe to just carry around a torch. Maybe make sure your campfire's lit on that when you're out in the swamps. But there's another way. You have to keep 13 items out around your house. Rougarou's swamp creature ain't much smarter than most of you swamp creatures. They can only count up to 13. So if you keep 13 items out, you'll become confused. They'll wander off, maybe it'll go bother somebody else. Ain't much to the story, ain't much to the tale, but you gotta watch out when you're in the swamps. You never know what kind of monster may be lurking behind the tree. Could be Rougarou. Could be something entirely different.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, Ray, that was pretty scary.
I
Yeah,
would like to visit. I want to
Yeah.
see it.
actually
Does
met a
lady want
Rougarou or two
to-
before.
Does Lady want to pat the little Rougarou's head?
Yes, we will go and pat it on the head to symbol its voice.
Ray, you said that you met some of these guys.
Cousin that turned into a Rougarou.
Sorry, it cut out on the first part of what you said.
I got a cousin that turned into a Rougarou.
Oh, they like okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's a hermit. He likes living by himself.
Oh, okay.
Likes
Well, that's good for him. You know, whatever floats your boat.
when his nephews misbehave, parents call him up. They come out there and snatch him up, make him do some work in the swamps.
Oh yeah. Listen. What else the kids for? Huh?
What else are kids for?
Yeah.
Else are kids.
Got it.
for
Yeah,
indeed.
you gotta make them do work in the swamps.
Giuseppe von March, 2023.
Yeah. He doesn't have children, and he's from 1814.
I
He's
actually,
wealthy by marriage and childless.
I wrote out the years. You guys
Incorrect.
are in like
Yume is his
fucking-
daughter now.
Yeah.
You're in a funny little fantasy calendar. Like, I need to go back and fix some other stuff to make this match. The year is like 3000, like the year 3300 or something like that.
We're in the future?
It's a fantasy calendar, so
Oh my god.
We've been to the year 3000.
Not
My
much has
God.
Not
changed.
much changed.
They lived
live
But we
underwater.
live underwater.
Yeah, and your great granddaughter's doing fine. Okay. So
I've like not settled on a specific year that you guys are in yet, but like if you look in locations, there is a painting that I posted where it is dated to 2988 RIC. Rus
Oh,
Imperial Calendar.
fancy.
So this painting was made a few years before the campaign starts, so it could be the year 3000.
Excellent.
Could be the year 2999. Could be the year
Could be.
2969. Who knows?
I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
would explain why this campaign has become so sexually charged.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
Mhm.
canon.
It's canon.
Yeah.
Anyway,
now to the heartbreak. Ray is gonna notice Giuseppe looking at him. He's not even gonna notice. He's just gonna hear his little eye.
Now, the fact that okay, and this is canon now, that it makes a noise, deeply upsetting. But it is the sound that Silver's eye in Treasure Planet makes, because
Yes.
we all know who I
The
am as a
whirring.
person. So yeah.
Of course.
Yep. It's magical, but like in a way where it makes a sound.
Yes.
Hoo-hoo.
He is gonna kind of stare into the flames, but look is so. Where is Giuseppe in relation? Like, where's everybody sitting around the fire?
Lady is more so laying down, looking up at the stars, but I think she's next or in between Ray and Yume.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I
sounds about
think
right.
yeah, and I think I think it would make sense that Giuseppe and Ray are sitting like close to each other.
Yeah. He's gonna kind of peek at him from behind his lashes
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of say, "Find something interesting there, Giuseppe."
Giuseppe kind of shrugs and says, "I guess that depends on if you have something interesting to tell me."
Just staring awfully hard there. Wanted to know if you had any questions about something.
Well, I couldn't help but notice the fine letter work that you have done on your side there.
Ray's gonna take a hand and he's gonna rub it along the tattoo, almost tracing it, as if caught in a memory of not only how it happened but who it's for. And oh yeah, I got it for somebody special. I lost some time ago. You haven't been the only one that's married, Giuseppe.
He kind of huffs out a little laugh and he says, "Well, I wouldn't have gone assuming that. You always had the air of a man in love about you, but I usually figure those sorts of things aren't really my business."
So far, Yume's the only one that knows. I had a wife, had a child, lost them both.
I'm
Been
sorry to
some. Don't worry about it. It's been some time now. Still hurts occasionally, you know. Always mourn things you can't ever have again or feel like you won't have again, but I just remember her, remember my son. Think about what could have been if things had turned out differently, if the sickness ain't come through. Maybe if I'd been there a little quicker.
Blame yourself for that.
People always blame themselves for things out of their control, but I was the one coming home with the antidote. If I'd been a little quicker, maybe I'd been able to change something.
I think it's hard. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I didn't think anybody was gonna have a response to that.
Just, damn, buddy. Ouch.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
That's He's gonna smack his hands on his thighs and go, "Well, I think that's enough emotional for me. I'm think we're gonna head back up to the tents. Anybody want to come with? Y'all are gonna spend some more time at the beach."
I think I am going to spend a lot of more time at the beach.
Beach.
Sure.
Giuseppe, I think Giuseppe says, yeah, I'm gonna watch the tide come in a little bit more, but listen, Ray, I think a lot of us go through life trying to figure out the balance between what we can blame ourselves for and what we can blame others for. And there is a balance to that can be found. Trust me, I haven't found it yet. And it's not an easy thing to do. But hang in there.
He's gonna take a hand and lay it on Giuseppe's shoulder. Not really gonna say nothing much, but he just, a comforting, man to man pat.
Oh yeah. Love it.
He will look at Lady and Yume and go, "Ladies, don't burn. Ain't gonna be fun trying to fight while you got sunburn."
Vampires get sunburns?
Giuseppe kind of looks over at her and he says, "Now I think that you're good because of the whole vampire church thing. But vampire sunburns are a pivotal issue
Vampires
for the
sunburn.
species as I understand it."
He starts laughing.
I think you're good, but vampires very much sunburn, you may.
Congratulations, you got another one of her rare laughs.
Hee hee hee.
Hee hee hee.
Little baby.
Oh, so now the only person who doesn't know Ray's backstory is Gerard.
Yeah, his tummy ache kept him from hearing the lore.
Yeah.
His tummy hurts so bad.
His tummy hurts so bad. He's lactose intolerant.
Um,
He's afraid of the water. He's having such a
sorry.
bad day.
will
all of us
Lady
Sarah, sorry, you
tell-
have family obligations, so now you don't get lore.
Yeah.
No,
Will
she'll get it.
Lady
She will
tell
listen to this
him?
episode.
Like, will
No,
Lady
that's
tell
not-
Gerard,
that's-
or
That's not her business to tell.
okay?
And that she believes firmly.
Well, you
Well, Ray
all
is gonna
had-
leave the beach.
Oh, Ray's out. All right. So
He's gonna go take a nap.
nap time for Ray.
Time.
Well,
Would you
he
guys
could be
like?
sleeping.
Would you guys like to call it here? We have been going for about 2.5 hours, and for a beach episode, that's pretty good.
I think maybe Giuseppe wants to do one more little closing remarks with the ladies, but I'm fine with working towards wrapping it up because I feel like we had a nice little beach episode.
Same.
Beach episode.
All right.
Well, closing remarks from Giuseppe and the ladies.
Giuseppe kind of watches Ray go up the hill, make sure that he gets back to the camp safely, and he finishes up his last winner and flops back into and flops back into the sand and kind of looks up at the sky, and he says, "Well, tomorrow's gonna be something else, huh?"
And, tomorrow will be tomorrow. And if we survive to see the day after, then the day after will be the day after.
Yeah, I think you got a point there. It's with or without us. Tomorrow, it only lasts so long, you know? But I don't know. Maybe this is just me being a optimistic old bastard, but I feel like we're gonna be fine.
But
Which,
something
you know,
tells me that you might be correct.
all I know is that with you two by my side, and Ray, of course. Oh, and Gerard, obviously, because he's got a gun. I think we got a chance.
It's very
He
important.
has the gun.
Oh, also the force of the army that we did bring with us. I feel like we got a chance.
Not entirely certain how we got that army, but I am quite happy they are here.
Well, one of the main guys is fucking like both of you, so
You may kind of like get to look on her face like
like
no?
okay. Is he like but you're like courting him, right? Right. I saw he sent you may. He sent you a decanter of blood to have on the beach. After we stole his booze. Come on.
Her bright red again.
Listen, kid. You're young. It's good to have fun. Don't worry about it. And listen, don't worry about tomorrow. Whatever happens, happens, eh? But whatever happens, we're doing it together.
I quite like the sound of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, friendship. And fucking, apparently.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not
It's okay.
yet.
Giuseppe's
Oh.
rooting. Giuseppe's rooting for him.
Giuseppe ships it, therefore it is canon.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think he just wanted to have a little like team chat.
We got this.
I am certain you will all come up with a way to deal with this little ship. Tomorrow in game.
Oh, I have
but-
an idea.
Oh. Ideas, plots, themes. I will say, I think do you guys make your ways back to your tents? Have you satisfied your beach urges?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good little beach episode.
It was a very good little beach episode.
Good little beach episode.
Everyone's got to have a beach episode.
Yes,
Everybody's gotta have a
especially
beach
right
episode.
before a major battle.
Yeah. I think
You
this worked
all-
out great.
The three of you make your way back to the camp. If you were to look over, you could see the lights of Riga and the campfires of the army you have brought with you. By now, since it is the end of the day, in a little semicircle around the city, from the land, you have it completely blocked off.
Mhm.
That does not do you too much good since it is a port, but it's something.
It's something.
You see the masts of that big, scary ship lit up by the city's lights. No cannon fire has sounded yet, but everyone wonders when that will change. You will all have to find out next time because that's the session.
Hey.
Hey.
All right.
All
All right.
all right.
Thank
Alright,
you guys
everyone.
so much for joining us. As always, we hope you've been enjoying the stream. If you haven't done so already, do us a favor, hit that follow button here on our Twitch. And then check out the links in our About page. We have our Twitter and our Tumblr, which we use to post when what we're going to be streaming. We have the lovely little calendars that our tech crew for this show makes. Katie, thank you, Katie. She does such a great job for Journey to Midnight
Yay,
and
Katie.
all of our streams. Check out our YouTube channel. Everything that we do on this channel eventually ends up on the YouTube. That includes Final Fantasy Fridays, our Genshin Impact streams, Saturday Faves, and, of course, Journey to Midnight, as well as our podcast Till Death Do Us Nart that Alina, Sarah, and I do together. It is our Nart character analysis and live cast. It's been on hiatus, but we are trying to bring it back. Hopefully within the next few months. It's been slow. We're working on it. Promise we're working on it. And we're working on it because we got a nice little comment on our YouTube channel. You hear that?
Hell
Make
yeah.
a comment on our YouTube channel and we might just listen.
We're moving up in the world.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, likes, comments, subscribes, follows, all of that good stuff lets us know what content you want to be seeing from us, and we can see what we can do to make more of that. As well as the TikTok. We have our lovely little TikTok. Katie pulls little highlights from all of our streams that end up on there. We're funny on TikTok. Go check it out. She actually did a lovely little one recently that super well edited. 10 out of 10. Well done, Katie. Am I missing anything?
We will be on hiatus for the next
We
month.
will. Journey to Midnight will be on hiatus. We're gonna get together and figure out if we want to. If we're gonna try to do a few one-shot games that are not Journey to Midnight. During that slot, but our wonderful DM Gunter is getting his master's degree.
Hey.
So, round of applause for Gunter. Well done. He's almost done. He's on the final stretch. He's just got to get through finals, and then that's it, right?
I have my capstone, which we are having our last class meeting for that on Monday, and after that we disperse to work on our projects.
Okay.
And on top of that, the school I am going to has a system where you take an MA exam. You
Okay.
have two professors who you pick a topic with each of them. Both of them have given me a list of 10 books apiece.
Wow.
And each of them crafts a question with me based on my readings for these books. And they're like, I write something for each of them that's maybe like 5-7 pages. It's not terrible.
But this is the last semester is what I'm.
This is the last semester. It is just that is all going to be happening within the next month. Essentially.
Wow.
Because graduation is on May 5th.
Hey.
Well, congratulations and good luck with the rest of your semester.
Thank you.
Big round of applause for Gunter from everybody.
Yay.
We
Yes,
gotta plan. We gotta plan ourselves a little party. But
yeah, party.
we gotta plan ourselves a little party. Anyway,
Our
so yeah,
viewers
that
could
is
probably tell that I've been busy because this session was very what's the ad hoc? Yeah, that's the word, ad hoc.
yeah. So with that in mind, we're probably looking at coming back probably not on the 6th of May, which is when we would
That is the
have
day after I will be graduated.
come
We're not
back, I
having a
think.
journey
No,
to
you
the
will be a bit busy.
Yeah.
I will be a bit busy recovering.
So it looks like we'll probably be coming back on the 20th of May.
Okay.
That would be the earliest that we're coming back.
Okay, so the 20th of May. Oh wow. We'll only get one session in that month. Oh well.
We sure will, but what a great session it will be.
It will be
Um,
great.
You'll get to
So yeah. So
figure out this
unfortunately
little
we are
puzzle
going on
I've
hiatus for a little bit, but we are gonna try and figure out something to put into that slot. So don't worry, it'll be on the calendar.
Hell yeah.
Check
On the
out our
bright
other
side,
content in the meantime.
you have over a month to discuss what you can do about this little ship.
We're
This
gonna
is-
need it.
Yeah. I have
I
a
know-
small idea, but
I know for me personally, Giuseppe is smaller than that ship, so that's gonna be a problem. But nothing we can't solve through the power of friendship.
yes. Anyway, again, thanks so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. We love you. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.